In Washington today, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a landmark decision. Despite the growing number of death row inmates who've been exonerated due to DNA evidence, the court reaffirmed the legality of the death penalty on the grounds that it is, quote, totally badass. For more on the case, we go live now to Onion News Network Washington correspondent Jane Carmichael. Hi, Jane.
Good to see you, Michael.
How did the Supreme Court come to their decision on this ruling?
Well, Michael, it began this morning when the lawyers for the petitioner presented to the court a videotaped lethal injection that showed an inmate writhing in pain before dying. As the tape played, Justice Kennedy said, quote, whoa. Justice Alito remarked, quote, holy shit. And Justice Ginsburg said, quote, that's wicked.
And what was the defense counsel's response to that?
Well, following the video, Chief Justice John Roberts said, while evidence presented to the court indicates a degree of fallibility in the procedural methods of capital punishment, it is the opinion of this court that the practice remains hella fucking balls to the wall awesome. At that point, the decision seemed fairly certain.
Was there any dissent to the opinion by the Chief Justice?
Actually, very little. Justice Clarence Thomas supported the argument immediately, citing the precedent set by the movie 300, in which the offending parties were, quote, kicked into a huge fucking pit. Justice Samuel Alito then stated, yeah, or like Judge Dredd. Justice Antonin Scalia then stated quite loudly, quote, I am the law.
That's the catchphrase from the film,
yes,
Judge Dredd?
Yes, it is. Then there followed approximately 1 minute of all of the justices individually claiming that they were the law.
Now, the justices, I'm told, came down with a decision fairly quickly. Is that correct?
They certainly did. The court also took the rather unusual step today of submitting not just a written decision, but also drawings by all of the justices illustrating, quote, more badass punishments.
The final ruling was 8-1 in favor of the respondent. Tell us about the lone dissenting vote then.
Sure. That one came from Justice Anthony Kennedy. He stated that the death penalty is, in fact, too lenient a punishment and that sentencing inmates to life without parole seemed, quote, way more brutal because it's like they're on some sort of prison colony in the future where they just have to fight for the rest of their lives.
Some Supreme Court experts are saying that today's ruling is similar to the 2005 ruling in Torchinsky versus Peterson, that it is legal to carry a concealed weapon as long as the weapon is totally slick, like a huge-ass machine gun that you carry under a trench coat, like in The Matrix. Is that right?
Right, that's correct. Legal experts are already talking about how this clearly marks a trend towards the Roberts Court being less strictly constitutional and more strictly awesome.
Jane Carmichael reporting from the Supreme Court for us again. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Michael.
Roomba has introduced a fully sentient vacuuming cyborg.